Greetings from Rangeley, a place where people from Massachusetts and New Yorkers can pretend to be Mainers and Vermontanese. While they infect this place with their luxurious cars and an attitude, they also expect the people here to follow the same rules and principles that they follow back at their godforsaken suburbs and cities. So a quick message to you snobs. Yes, we will light fireworks at 10 p.m. and no, we don't care if it's scaring your oversized rodent you call a dog that you put in your purse. You're in Maine now. You play by our rules. Even if I was born in Massachusetts. Don't even bother calling the police about a firework incident because all the police will do here is bring more. It's a special time in Rangeley because today is the annual Northwoods Gravel Grind. This is the one day of the year in Rangeley where bikers get to show off their skills and also take up most of the road like they usually do. Let's check in on these bikers and also tour the rest of this tainted town. What is your strategy to win the race?
Well, I don't have a strategy to win the race. I'm going to survive the race today.
You're going to survive the race?
Survive the race. I'm going to try and get out and ride, 13, 14 miles an hour.
Do you have like a secret power besides like the shaved legs to keep you up with the pack?
No, just, never keep moving.
What about a Cliff Bar?
No, well, I got
Pedal fast.
Pedal fast.
Don't crash.
Don't crash. And eat ass. Is this your first race here?
Second.
Second? Well, when was the first one? Last year?
Last year I got lost, so I'm hoping for better this year.
You got lost last year? What happened?
Oh, just a little lost.
A little lost?
And then I got back on track.
How long did you get lost for?
5 minutes.
5 minutes? Then you didn't get lost.
Yeah.
You were just re-navigating.
Yeah.
I like the outfit, by the way. You look like a really exotic zebra going on like a Miami Vice cruise right now. You're not even wearing the biker shoes, and you don't even have the shaved legs. What you see what these guys wear, they're like cross-country shoes.
I'm not here for speed. Just kind of here to finish.
Okay. That's what she said. What is something that out-of-towners do that kind of make Rangeley a bad place?
They forget that it's Rangeley is Rangeley because it's a small, slow, relaxed town. But then when they bring themselves in, they take away any of that authenticity of what it is. They rush. They don't know how to slow down and just appreciate. They're very demanding. They want what they want now.
Now, for out-of-staters or flatlanders like myself, we need to fit in. Thankfully, I've lived in Maine long enough to understand how to blend in with the Maine crowd. What I've learned is that Mainers love to hold on to their stereotypes. And this town has everything that someone needs to live the mundane lifestyle of a Mainer. Join me as I will go through the step-by-step guide on how to become a Mainer. Step 1. Get a cabin on the lake and label it camp. The popular site to own a camp here is at Rangeley Lakes, or Clearwater, Flagstaff, Moosehead, and so on. Now that you have your own camp, you need to keep yourself entertained, because the only thing Mainers do is when they have a camp is sit on their phone and do nothing. That's what we call a perfect summer at a place that we call vacation land. Now that you have your camp on the lake, you need to decorate it. Thankfully, it's really easy because every campsite here is designed exactly the same. The things you need to spice up your camp are paintings of a lake and a mountain. In fact, you need several of them. You're also going to need a framed picture of the state of Maine to remind the people who are visiting your camp that they are in fact in the state of Maine. If you have a dog, you need to make people know that you have a dog, preferably a Labrador. But pit bulls are cool here too. But usually the people who own pit bulls don't have camps. You need to own things letting you know why you like your camp. You also need to own stuff that is spelt like how a Maina talks, because if you haven't realized, that is how people from Maine talk, like the other 4 states in New England. It's a staple to what we call culture here. I have a theory that companies keep pushing their slang merchandise on us because they know that people are losing their accents over time. And that is the only thing us Americans can hold on to as a form of authenticity. You're also going to need a couple books about a landmark in Maine that nobody knows except for old people. Fire starters that looks like droppings from a wild animal. Moose cups. More cups with animals. Stuff for your mason jars, which you will need a lot of them, by the way. Did you know mooses are in Maine? If you couldn't tell, there's a huge obsession of mooses here in Maine. Moose coffee, pillow mooses, moose Legos. Even the bike race is shaped like a fucking moose.
What's moose stuff?
Whatever you want it to be. I could have sex with you, or I could just stand over there and drink from the lake, and everything in between.
Get in.
To me, small Maine towns are community, where you care about each other, you consider each other's needs, but then you bring these other people in who are like, we're just here for business, we're just here to make money, and to look good, to be politically correct, and they're not community oriented.
Now that you have your official state Maine ID, you have to dress the part. And you may be asking, what is the dress code here to be identified as a Mainer? Well, let me show you by visiting Rangeley Adventure Company. The appropriate attire goes as follows. Anything with a moose. Pine tree printing is much appreciated here. More mooses. Flannel is a necessity here. And look at that. It even has another moose on it. In New York, they have the Tims, but here in Maine, we got the bean boots. Can't forget about the bean boots. Wearing bean boots is a great way for Mainers to identify if you're an out-of-stater or a douche. But if LL Bean isn't your style, you could either become a poser for Carhartt, or you could switch to Patagonia and North Face, since all three of these companies are basically the same. I'm a big candle enthusiast, but I'm not allowed to have one in my apartment, so now I just view candles the same way a child views dogs at a Petco. Not only do I love the smell of sweet, beautiful candles, I also have a great appreciation for soaps. So here at the Down to Earth gift shop, we're gonna take a look at some of the soaps here.
Do we talk or no?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. And you like, you like fruit, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that delicious?
Wait, what's this?
No,
Coffee
coffee?
shop?
You want coffee?
Yeah, I don't want coffee.
I went into another business the other day to say thank you for referring a client to me. And the woman looked at me and walked away. People have this idea that they're somehow better than other people.
Now that you look the part, you gotta act the part. Because you have so much money and so much time to kill, it's time to become an outdoorsman. People from all over have this urge to come out here and spend all their money on a snowmobile and have it be the only thing they talk about all winter.
Just gonna sand it!
Massacring animals is the secret to calling yourself a Mainer. You don't have to know anything about hunting or fishing to look good doing it. I mean, like with fishing, all you do, you just stand in one place and pretend you're playing with a jack-in-the-box. You gotta buy the flashiest bait, buy everything they are selling for tackle, buy the most expensive pole, buy the unnecessary clothing, spend hundreds of dollars on the thrill of catching a dopey animal. I would visit a store meant for hunting, but they don't have one here because out-of-staters haven't warmed up to holding a gun yet. The last thing to becoming an outdoorsman, you need to buy a big, expensive kayak that you're only going to use about a handful of times each season. Heaven sent?
Heaven sent. Yeah.
Heaven sent.
Yeah.
Heaven
Sent.
I'm in
Heaven.
heaven. And lastly, you need to eat like a Mainer. Our favorite meal is lobster covered in maple syrup with freshly picked blueberries, pine cone shavings, brandy, fireball nips, and an IPA. Well, that's all the time I have here for Rangeley. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.